Hey guys, so today is going to be a very unfiltered, unedited video, recap video. So please bear with me because I am on my period and it's the third day and it really took me out. Like, I'm actually quite surprised, like um, how it really took me out. So I really mostly been in bed today. And yeah, so I just didn't want to put that kind of pressure on myself. I'm like, you know what? Sometimes you just have to do what you can. And today it's just going to be a very raw, let's put it that way, very raw video. And I hope you guys like that style. It's a little, well, not that different, I guess, but just unedited. So, yeah. And I hope you guys are going to be patient with me as I'm like, trying to get my stuff and things like that. So, anyway, I have my laptop over here and my iPad as well so that I can check everything that I have written down. Okay. So I am going to go straight into the weight because I know a lot of you guys are interested, I'm sure, in that. So this is real time. So my vlogs are a little behind. So now this video that you're seeing is today, like let me just tell you the date. So the 4th of August. And so I've been doing this now for 18 days. So on my 18th day, I weighed myself today. So in pounds, I am 221 pounds, which is 100.5 kilograms. And the loss so far is 8.8 pounds. And in kilograms, that's 4 kilograms. Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's not too bad, honestly. And I'm also on my period. So, I don't know. Who knows? It could have maybe been less if I wasn't on my period. So, my mic died. I was like, for a second there, I was like, oh no, what do I do? But we're going to keep going. Like, I'm sure you guys can hear me. We're going to keep going. So, I don't know if you guys were able to hear what I said, but I basically said that I'm glad that I didn't give up and I'm still here and I'm still doing this. What didn't go as planned and why? So basically, you guys know, like when I fell into back into my old habits, but I feel like that's, I've it's been processed, it's done and it's time to move on. Did I stay consistent with my weight loss goals, movement, meals, mindset? So I would say that I'm getting definitely better at eating at home or like cooking at home and also staying on my low carb or just like my meal plan. So I would say like definitely I'm getting better. Um I would say like movement wise, maybe I'm having like a rest day more than I should be. But like for today, for example, I'm using my rest day. Like I'm not putting my pressure on myself because like I said, the period is really, really, ooh, like it's like it's really hitting me hard today. So I feel better like now, but yeah, okay. Mm. And also I will say that and I think I said this before or in the last recap that honestly it really helps having other people doing it with you. It helps having accountability and seeing like people comment and saying like, hey, like I lost this much and I'm doing this, and like, people saying like what they ate and things like that. So I feel like it's that also just really helps, in terms of like mindset and stuff. Okay, so how are you feeling physically right now? Physically, well, I mean, I'm feeling better. Like I mentioned, I am on my period. I feel like it honestly could have been worse. It probably would have been worse if I was eating like like the way that I used to eat. I feel like it would have been way worse. But yeah, I mean, I'm feeling okay. I feel like I'm feeling better. I feel like my skin is getting clearer, and yeah. Also, next question is if I have like any cravings and emotional up and downs, things like that. And I will say, like, I feel like my cravings have gone significantly down. Like, usually when I'm on my period, I would be like, give me a chocolate right now. But I haven't really like craved for chocolate, you know? Which I'm like, okay, like that's really great. And yeah, I don't think I've really craved for anything. I think one thing I'm trying to make sure of is getting enough protein, getting enough fats. And I feel like when I'm full in those things, my body is quite happy and it's not really craving anything. I feel like the only thing I could have done better is like prepared for my period a little more, like, taking iron pills and things like that. So, or supplements. They're not pills, because the kind of supplements I take, they're like really good kinds. Like they don't have like fillers and things like that. So, yeah. So, next question is what helped you keep going even when it got hard? I would definitely say accountability. Like, if you're on this journey, um, I'm glad that you're here. And I think that, see, this is why I'm working on that group, because I just feel like when you have that, it just makes it so much easier. And I know that like you guys are commenting and things, but I feel like it's gonna be even much more like cool and helpful when you have like a specific place that you can chat and talk about all the things that you need to talk about, and I don't know, not have to worry about like having like maybe certain people judging what you're saying and things like that. So, yeah. Okay, so what did you learn about yourself this week? I think that what I learned is that you are more capable of more. You are wait, what? You're capable of more than you think. Like, yeah. So I think that we put a lot of limits on ourselves. And I'm talking about myself now. And I feel like these past 18 days, I'm like, whoa, okay. I'm like, there is a lot that you can do. And you're not, you're putting too much limitations on yourself. I don't want to get too stuck on that, but that's basically that. Okay. Did you catch any thoughts or patterns? Mm, ooh. I feel like um I'm getting better at, or like the feeling of wanting to have something to eat when you feel upset, I feel like it's getting less. And honestly, sometimes I feel like I feel like it's not just like, oh, don't just emotional eat. I feel like it's not just like, oh, like just don't do it. I also feel like it's the kind of foods that you eat, because I feel like certain kinds of foods really just get you hooked. It's like a drug. Like, oh, like it's like a drug. So I've noticed now that I'm not really having as much processed sugar, processed foods, things like that. like I said before, I mentioned earlier, the cravings are just not there as much. So, yeah. Was there a moment that reminded you why you started? Yes. The comments all the time. The comments are always reminding me, and I'm just like, wow, I'm just so humbled. I want to like mention I want to mention comments, but then I'm like, I don't know if you guys want me to like mention your comments on here or like your names or anything like that. So I don't want to put you out there like that, but just seeing what you guys are writing, it does honestly. I'm just like, wow, I'm so glad I did this. That's why I keep saying, guys, like if there's anything that has been on your heart that you're like, oh, I want to start, I want to do, just do it. Do it, honestly. Okay. Yes, so some of the by the way, I pulled these questions from ChatGPT, so I didn't write these questions myself. I just asked ChatGPT to give me some questions that I could answer for my recap. So one of the questions is any comments or DMs that really meant something to you, guys. I was reading like the last video's comments. When I tell you, like, I saw that you guys were saying that I looked younger than my age. Oh my gosh. I was so happy. I was so happy. And one, like, lovely, you know who you are. You know who you are. One lovely viewer was like, you're giving main character vibes, and I was like, I'm giving main character vibes. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so silly. I'm just so I joke too much. So yeah, but no, I was so happy. That honestly made my whole night. I was like, I was telling my husband, I was like, your wife is giving main character vibes. Okay, anyway, moving on. Anything you want to say to someone watching who's also struggling this week? I think the main thing is just like you guys were telling me, just keep going because like one day is not going to define your whole journey. Because sometimes I'm like, okay, because sometimes I guess I think I'm like, oh my gosh, time is running out. But then I look at the calendar and I'm just like, okay, there's like literally like five more. Not to say like, oh, just procrastinate stuff. No, no, no. But like I'm saying, one day out of, like what, 60, 90, like however many days there are, like that's not really going to do like that much damage. You know what I mean? So just keep going. Okay, so sorry. What's your intention or small goal for this week, for this new week? I think I really want this week to be, at least I want to get movement in, like the 5 days. So I know I'm on my period. I'm hoping that tomorrow, I'm so, so sorry, guys. I'm hoping that tomorrow will be better in terms of like how I'm feeling, and I won't be feeling like horrible. But yes, I would like to have had like 5 days where I'm getting movement in because I feel like that's something I could definitely work on. Mm, what else? Is there anything you're changing or adjusting based on last week? So I think last week I mentioned that I fasted, and I feel like that really was really nice. Like, I think my body just was really thankful that I gave it a break. and just allowed it to just do its thing and just reset. So I am thinking of adding like once a week fasting. And I actually was meant to fast this Monday, so I'm thinking of doing it every Monday. But just because, again, like I said, my period, I was like, nope, not today. So yeah. And let's see, what do you need to give yourself more of? Grace, structure, rest, belief. Hmm. I think definitely grace. I need to give myself more grace because sometimes, yeah, I guess sometimes you're just thinking like, oh, am I doing enough? Like maybe I'm not going hard enough and things like that. But honestly, like even just looking at my, because like looking at my how much I lost, I'm just like, that's actually quite, like, that's good. Like, that's really, really good. That's not bad. Because sometimes I'm like, oh man, like, am I on track and things like that? But yeah, I need to give myself more grace because I can see that I'm going hard and I'm really trying my best and I'm doing my best. So if you're anything like me, give yourself more grace, you know? And let's see. Okay, ChatGPT gave me a bonus prompt. So it's if I could talk to my past self from 3 weeks ago, I would tell her, ooh, um, what would I tell myself 3 weeks ago? I would say that, like, listen, you have now started the journey, and even if something were to happen, that's okay. It's literally a process. It's not just like a 1 day done thing. And yeah, just be more gracious with yourself because you started, you know? So that's such a huge step. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And let me know, guys. I want to know updates because I'm sure I'm not the only one who like does updates with themselves, if that makes sense. Like, you know, I know someone mentioned that their kind of like weigh in is on Sunday, but if you do weigh yourself or whatever it is, it doesn't have to be like weighing in, but you know, just like even if you have a habit tracker or something, how is it going for you guys? Yeah. This is usually the parts that I edit out, like my yeah, like you know. Anyway, also one thing is that like cuz I have two languages in my head, and sometimes I'm like it's like my mind is processing the word in English because sometimes the word is there in Finnish. So now because now you guys know obviously that I'm from Finland, so yeah, so sometimes that's what it is. Like, I think my mind is just trying to process because for a long time I just spoke Finglish, you know, that's what we called it, where we would mix Finnish and English. So it wasn't until I moved to the UK that I was speaking like complete um English, you know? So, yeah, I and let me just tell you one funny story, okay? I'm so sorry like if you guys have other things to do, but let me just tell you one story. So, when I came here first as a student, I was looking for pineapple, and I told my friend, you know, the word in English. I mean, sorry, in Finnish. And I was like, oh, I'm looking for, and I like made it sound English. And so in my mind, I thought it was an English word. And I was like, oh, I'm looking for ananas, I think I said, ananas. And she was like, what fruit is that? I'm like, you don't know what ananas is, like ananas. And she was like, girl, no, I don't. So anyway, we were looking, and then we finally found it. And she was like, and I was like, this ananas, you know? And she was like, girl, what the heck? Like, that's a pineapple. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, yeah. So anyway, maybe you guys didn't find that funny, but my point is that basically, yeah, sometimes I just have two languages that are just processing in my mind. So yeah, anyway, let me stop it there because this is unedited. So yeah, like, oh my gosh, I'm like, all of this is gonna be in there because I'm not gonna edit any of this. Let me know if you guys like want the recap in this kind of raw, unedited style, or if you're like, no, girl, like that wasn't even funny. You need to edit out those parts or something. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good start of the week. And as always, oh, don't forget to like and subscribe. I need to get better at saying those things at the end. So remember to hit like, hit subscribe if you're new. And as always, I will see you tomorrow. Bye.